Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to another week of the weight loss, becoming thin journey. That's what I'm calling it now, becoming thin journey. I just like it more. I mean, I'm going to still say weight loss journey because that's how we know it, but I've been thinking of it as a becoming thin journey because it's really about the becoming part that's interesting. Now, somebody, let's see, Karen, you spotted it. A new tagline. So it's not so much new, but it's going to get a highlight. I've said it before, but master your mind, master your weight. Here, let me bring the tagline back up and you can just see what I'm talking about. So you can see right there, master your mind, master your weight. The biggest thing is want to address is that if we want to make permanent, meaningful, lasting changes, you got to work on it up here. You do. And it seems, it's annoying. I mean, it's annoying. I wish you wouldn't have to. I wish you could just make a few changes to your food and you'd lose weight. Everything would be fine. But the reality is becoming thin when you've been fat for most of your life is really fucking hard. Like the weight loss part's easy. Like that's easy. It's just there's so much about your life that's hard to change. We're going to talk about that today. So the topic for the title of this week's live stream is your friends are making it hard to lose weight or they're keeping you fat or something like that. But it is true. All right, now let's see. Why do these not load? Let me see. What happens if I move this down here? Does it load then? No. Trying to do. Well, hey, if you like the live stream, be sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and you will be notified. Let's see. Does this reaction work? No, none of my reactions are working. What in the world? Here, let me try a different feed. Let's do that. You can see these. Those aren't there. I just need to see. Does that run? No, don't see a thing. All right. Well, I don't know what's going on with my program. But hey, if you got any wins, go ahead and tell me about them. Like the shirt. This is not a Guild or CTC original. This is a Candace got it for me original. So, but hey, if you got any wins, if you bettered your best or done something for the first time, I'd love to hear it. You can tell me about it in the chat. So here's what's fascinating. So when I rebranded the public facing of what I do to really true it up to becoming thin, had a big rash. People leave the Facebook group. Gotta leave. No, thin. This isn't going to work, Chris. I've had so many people tell me that. And you know what? Literally replaced everybody within a week. So right back to where it was before. But here's what this tells me. Becoming thin is resonating. The number of messages that I've had of people saying, Chris, I didn't really like this becoming thin business, but I've gone away. I've thought about it. I listened to your podcast and I've thought about it some more. And you know what? Damn it, Chris, I do want to be thin. I do. Good. If you don't want to be thin, that's fine. I'm not going to make you. No one's going to make you do it. It's your life. You can do with it what you want. But if you want to be thin, you can. You certainly can. But let's remember, thin doesn't mean healthy. Becoming thin doesn't mean you are just automatically healthy. Will losing weight improve your health? Undoubtedly. If you are 300 pounds, losing 150 pounds is going to improve your health. It is going to make your quality of life easier. It's going to make it where you can move more. And all of these things by extension are going to improve your health. But losing weight is about losing weight. Now, losing weight isn't going to make you happy. You might think it is. And you might feel good for a while when you had some success. But it's not going to be that kind of happiness that lasts. That comes from something else. And then losing weight is not going to make you in shape. The reality is if you lose 150 pounds and you don't also simultaneously work on getting in shape at the same time, you're going to look like a deflated balloon on the other side of that journey. Trust me. And then if you want, look, some of us, there's nothing we can do about it. Parts of your body or maybe even all your body's going to look like a deflated balloon. There's nothing you can do about it. And trust me, it's better than being fat. But you can minimize it with some muscles. All right, you're worried about your arms? Muscle mass will help you there. Midsection, loose skin, not much you can do about that. You can just cut it off. But the rest of the body, it's amazing what muscles will do. So becoming in shape will also improve the quality of your life. Because when you're stronger, you can move around easier. Imagine being stronger in a lighter body. It's pretty awesome. So becoming thin, while great, is not the end all be all. But the reason why I say becoming thin is because none of y'all need to be convinced about being in shape. Everybody knows you should be in shape. Nobody's got any problems with it. Everybody knows you need to be happy. Everybody wants it. Nobody's got a problem with it. Everybody knows you need to be healthy. Nobody's got a problem with it. But thin, can't say I want to be thin, because if I say thin, that means you're this gaunt anorexic beanpole. Like, who the fuck said that? Like, that's your story, I guess, but that's not the story. And that's why I love the word thin so much, is it just serves as a mirror. It lets you see what you think and you believe. I love it. I love it. All right. Hey, now that I've been ranting, let's see. Let's go back to the comments. Let's see if we got any wins. Any wins? All right. My win is showing up today for this. I'll give you credit for that. You can have credit for that for a win. Hold on. I thought I had a different thing. One moment. No, I have a different live full screen thing. Is this it? That's it. That's what I wanted. I wanted this look because I want to have my brand up there. Because we are the Becoming Thin community. We're a community of people. We're all striving to be the best version of ourselves. But, all right, back to here. So your win today is showing up for this. Well, I think that's a good win. But it's only going to be a win if you get something useful out of it, in my opinion. So make sure to get something useful. Karen, you got a peanut butter on a 5K this weekend. Woo! I love that. Come on. Is it going to do my thing, my overlay? No. Come on. The phone or Ecamm, it's the software I use. I want to, have my animations. It says they should be running, but they're not. I don't know what's going on with it. Let me look. Is there something I should be doing? What's this? No? Here, let me see. What happens if I move this up here and I put it above? Did that work? Nope, that didn't work either. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on with it. Anyway, congratulations on that PB. Love hearing that. Rhea got over 10,000 steps a day one day last week. Personal best since my ankle surgery. Wonderful. Now go do it again. Love it. Love it. Woo! Now go do it again. That's awesome. That's awesome. Let's see. Non-scale victory. Went to a concert this weekend and my thighs took longer to stop burning going up the stairs. Oh, hey, that's a victory indeed. That's just a sign you are getting more capable of moving your body around. Over 900 feet of elevation gain for my 10K and I didn't die. Oh, that's a good one. I'm glad you didn't die from that. That'd have been tragic. I have lost now 46 pounds and am very close to being under 100 kilos. Woohoo! No longer feel like passing out when I take the stairs. I really enjoy going to the gym and had confidence to wear a skirt. Love that. Love it. Love it. Love it. Those are the right kind of things. The confidence of wearing new clothing. Oh, I love that feeling. I love that feeling. Amber, I followed through with all 5 workouts I planned last week and went on a purposeful walk each day. That's what it's about. Great job. Great job. Rinse, repeat, right? Rinse, repeat. Rinse, repeat. Kristen, I did a workout. Weight training. Oh my God. So much friction to that. But I feel happy I did it and it was fun. Why the resistance if I enjoy it? It's because resistance is resistance. Your enjoyment doesn't make the resistance not present. It just might mean you're more willing to push through it. I'd be curious to know. What friction are you feeling? What's the friction that you need to get rid of? Sean, double win for last week. New all-time low of 213 pounds. Woohoo! And my waist is officially under 40 inches for the first time as an adult at 39.5 inches. Welcome to the 30s, my brother. Welcome to the 30s. They're fantastic. Tracy, I showed up and did what I said I was going to do. Prove to myself that I have my own back. Showing up for yourself and getting your own back is a great way to repair your trust in your relationship with yourself and improve your self-confidence. I love it. I love it. Ooh, here we go. This is a fun one. Brianna, heard my first, you helped me lose weight comment. Very special to have an impact on others. You know, there are many of us out there that when we lose the weight for whatever reason, we feel compelled to turn around and help others. Not everybody feels that. And that's okay. Not everybody needs to. But there's many that do. And I'm one of those. And it would appear that you are as well one of those individuals. So it's nice to get the feedback to know that it's working. Be mindful of emotional pleasure from it, though. It seems nice and it seems fun and it seems harmless right now on the small scale, but just trust me. As the scale starts getting bigger, it starts fucking with you. So look at the feedback from people as feedback like you do with the scale. It's just feedback that what you're doing is working. Be mindful of letting yourself be emotionally boosted from it. You're going to, but the ultimate goal is to get to the place of neutrality with it. Just something to consider to protect yourself. Rosemarie, my BFF, said she noticed a change the way I eat when we go out, and she says she was inspired. Excellent. Love that. You're serving another example of serving as an example. Letting your walking do the talking. That's how it's done. Jennifer, fitting into clothes I haven't worn in a very long time. Well, we just wait till you get to the part where you're wearing clothes you don't even have because you got to buy them. But that is a great sign. I love that sign of success coming your way. There we go. Kristen getting back to me with the friction. Friction. I'm procrastinating workouts. I put other stuff first. Got to get this done before the me time possibly. Then it gets late. I lose energy later in the day because I wake up early naturally. Interesting to see. I'm curious how you're going to work past that, how you're going to adjust your strategy so that friction doesn't get you so much. But I wanted to talk about some things today that I think would be interesting. But before I do that, if you like the live stream, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Like the live stream. It does help. So if you just find your phone right now, you go find that little like button and you just give a little tap. Just tappy tap. It does not cost you anything and it tremendously helps the channel. And I am wanting to grow this and get it in front of more people. And as much as I know you'd like to keep this your own little best kept secret, there's enough to go around. I'd love more to know about it and then come here. Also, I have created a guide on hunger that I would love to get in your hands. We're not going to really dabble about it too much, but if you go to becomingthin.com, you're going to see a button there in the top right that says download the hunger guide. If you go to that, you click it, they'll take you to the podcast from last Friday where I will tell you all about hunger and the role hunger can play in your life. And I'm bringing a guide that I've worked on with my clients, and it is my gift to you. So if you do not have it, I would love to get it in your hands. Becomingthin.com, click free guide, give me your name and email, and I'll send it over to you. Oh, wait, we got another win. I got to comment on this one, and then we're going to get to the topic. But keep bringing the wins. We'll just stop in every now and then and do them. But, oh my God, I did get my first "You look good" comment. My mom said she noticed I look different now. Oh, it's interesting how others notice the changes in us before we tend to notice it. There's a saying, it takes about 8 weeks for everybody else to notice, or is it 10 or 12 weeks for you to notice? I don't know what the exact number is, but I do know from firsthand experience, it tends to take nothing. That signed me up. Hold on. A client just texted me something. Oh, client just sent me a dead link. Well, I'm going to have to fix that. I got a dead link on my site. Oh, I'm going to tell them that. Thank you. Didn't know that link was dead. Got to fix that one. All right, there we go. Okay. Again, keep coming with the wins. I'll circle back around and catch them. So I open up every podcast with the same spiel. It's a core part of my weight loss philosophy and personal transformation philosophy that the results you get in your life are a byproduct of your lifestyle, habits, routines, environment, community, and belief systems. All right? Your results that you get in life are a byproduct of those. Actually, you know what? I wasn't going to do this, but I changed my mind. I've actually got a visual presentation. And we'll go ahead and use the visuals because I think this really helps. It'll help you. So, why is it not coming up in my search? 1 second. I have to manually go find this. I have so many presentations now from teaching weight loss now for years, and I love to be visual. Aha! There we go. All right. we're gonna, let's see, is this the one we want? Yeah, we're gonna crack this open. So, oh, I don't have a slideshow version on here. Let's fix that. Where's my keynote? There it is. So put that there. Perfect. Now, hold on. I want to add this to my buttons so I can just come to it real quickly back and forth. Run scene. We'll put that there. There we go. All right. So now I should be able to go. I appreciate your patience as you bear with me while I fix my buttons on my little doodad here. I appreciate you waiting for me. There we go. Now I have a button. Perfect. All right. Let's, as I said, your body is a direct result of your lifestyle, your habits, your routines, your environment or community, environment, and belief systems. All 6 of these things create the results in your life. So lifestyle, it's what you choose to do. It's the way you live your life. Do you have a gamer lifestyle? Do you have a active lifestyle? Do you have a sedentary lifestyle? Are you a workaholic? Do you sit and visit with your family all the time? Do you go bird watching? I don't know. What's your lifestyle? All right. Then you have your habits. Habits are fun. Habits are the actions and thoughts that happen automatically. Remember, habits live in your brain, and you put triggers outside of your brain in the world, but the habits live in your mind, and they happen automatically without conscious thought. Routines, a repetitive string of habits or actions. So you take a bunch of habits, string them together, you get a routine. Then you have your community, which is the people you spend your life surrounded by and are involved with. This is everybody down from your mother to your spouse to your kids to the gas station attendant down the street that you see regularly when you get your energy drink. Then you got your environment. That is the physical world around you. That is literally everything outside of your skin. And then your belief systems. This is the beliefs you hold and the logic that arranges all of those beliefs together. And within you, all 6 of these are all interdependent upon each other. I like that word, interdependent, as in they affect each other. They cause each other to do things differently. So interdependent is an adjective, 2 things that are dependent upon each other. So let's take a habit, right? You have a habit, let's say, brush my teeth. And then you have another habit, which is, let's say, trim my face. And then you have another habit, which is, let's say, put product in my hair. Now you might notice, wait a minute, all of these habits, they seem to be like kind of similar. It's almost like if you grouped them together, you would have a morning routine, right? They help each other out. And then, of course, you have a morning routine, and then you have a go to work routine, and then, of course, you have a after work routine, right? And if you string all of your routines together, you get what is called a lifestyle, right? So all 6 of these things are interconnected and impact each other. So your lifestyle affects your routines. Your routines affect your belief systems. Your belief systems affects the habit. Your belief systems affects the community you spend around. Your community affects the kind of lifestyle you live. The kind of lifestyle you live affects the environment you have. The kind of environment you have affects the habits that you can create. All of these are interconnected and impacting each other. And here in the middle is you. Is your results, what you're getting. That is what sits right here in the middle. So I call these the 6 forces of transformation. Now, why are we going to talk about the 6 forces of transformation? It's actually really important that we talk about these. Because if you want to get results that last, you need to change all 6 of these. And there's a really, really important one that if you don't change it, it's going to come fuck up your shit. And that's the one all the way over there on the other side. All the way. I tell you what, let's put me next to it. I want to come sit next to it. All right. So this one right here next to me that I'm just barely covering. Your environment. Your environment. That is not environment, community. Environment's for another day. Your community. You see, your community plays a massive impact on you. And what's interesting is I've had a rash of comments made to me lately from people talking to me about how the people in their life are affecting their weight loss journey. It's not unusual to have a repetitive thing brought up. Not unusual at all. But I'm having a slightly more than noticeable amount. Now, here's the thing to remember about people. Humans are tribal, right? We're wired to want to fit in. Now, all of us have different needs of how much we want to fit in. Some of us need to fit in a lot. Some of us, it's not that bad, right? We, by and large, we do okay. We don't have this, we don't need to belong to a big group of people, but some of us need to belong to a huge, humongous group of people. So humans, as I said, are tribal. And with a lot of humans, the fear of being rejected or judged by our group is deeply embedded into us. And here's the thing, losing weight, not like 10, 20 pounds of weight loss. I'm talking a lot of weight loss. Like if you got to lose 100, 150 pounds, 200 pounds, this is an identity level shift that's required. I'm talking identity level like I'm a 17-year-old and now I'm a 35-year-old. You have to have that level of identity shift. This completely threatens the status quo of your environment, of your community. Your tribe might unconsciously or even consciously resist you threatening the status quo. I mean, let me just say it straight. If everyone around you that you spend the majority of your time with is overweight, becoming thin might feel like abandoning them to you or to them or to both, even if no one says it out loud. Even if no one says it out loud. If your spouse struggles with weight, if your spouse is just as much overweight as you are, and you go changing to try to become a thin person, you are changing and challenging the status quo of your relationship. You just are. I was just recording a podcast with somebody yesterday. It's going to air sometime next month. We were talking about weight loss surgery. I wanted to interview somebody that has had weight loss surgery and on a GLP-1 to talk about weight loss. I thought it'd be fascinating. And here's something that she said that was interesting. That when she was going through the pre-op stuff for weight loss surgery, and she looked at the studies, but 40% divorce rate among those that get weight loss surgery. Why? Because weight loss surgery actually has a decently high success rate. I mean, it's still under 50%, but it's better than a shakes diet. But it results in divorces. Weight loss, for some of you, I don't know who you are out there, but there are 20, 30, 40, 50, 60% of you. I don't know what the actual statistics are. I can't find an exact number, but I'm comfortable saying 40-ish%. I think we could probably take something similar to the weight loss surgery. But 4 out of 10 of you will say are going to get a divorce or going to lose your relationship on this journey. That's what it's going to cost you. You're going to have to sacrifice that relationship because the other person isn't going to change. And they're going to keep sabotaging you and keep pitting your hopes, your dreams, your health against their desires. Why on earth should you not live in the body and life of your dreams because your romantic partner says you shouldn't? That's not okay. Oh, but they love me. No, they don't. Not fully. If they loved you, they would support you when you're doing this because what you're doing is trying to make yourself better. Well, but they liked me when I was bigger. It doesn't matter. It's your body. You're the one living in it. Right? And for some of you, you're in such you're so emotionally codependent upon your spouse, your significant other. It's in actually a pretty dysfunctional relationship that you don't know how to live without it. So some of you are actually going to choose to gain your weight back rather than face the messed up relationship that you're in. I don't know who you are. I know it's not the majority of you, but I know it's some of you. And I always get nervous to talk about this because some people are like, Chris, you out here trying to break up relationships? I mean, if it's a toxic, shitty relationship, yeah, actually, I kind of am. I kind of am looking to fuck it up and get you to look at it and go, wow, this relationship has been bad for the last 10 years. It's bad now, and it's going to be bad for the next 10 years. Why am I here? I want you, if you're in a bad relationship, I want you to wake up and leave it. I do. Because it's your life. And a weight loss journey, whoo, buddy. Ooh, it'll show it up. It'll show you these relationships. It'll show you who really, truly actually supports you and who doesn't. It's tough. It's tough. So let's see right here. Oh, here, Brianna, let's bring this up. This is happening with my best friend. She is big and I am thin now. We ate together and did diets together. Now I have success and she doesn't, and the divide is noticeable. Yeah, it's a noticeable thing. Because you hear people are going to, when you change, when you become the thin, healthy, happy, in shape version of you, when you were hanging out with people that were not that, people reflect back to you who you used to be, not who you're becoming. You'll notice that some people will continually try to remind you, oh, well, you've always done this. Oh, you know, this is your favorite. Oh, this is how you like to spend your time. Oh, come on, you want to come always do this? We always say yes. Why are you going to say no? You know, this is your favorite. Why are you not finishing your plate? You always finish this plate. I made my your favorite dessert for you. They will reflect back and try to constantly remind you of who you used to be. That is them trying to keep you stuck. When you make progress, some of your friends, some of your family, they might joke. They might unintentionally or intentionally try to sabotage you or act like, oh, aren't you getting a little obsessed? Don't you think you've lost enough weight? That's just them showing you their discomfort. Your success is serving as a mirror for them. And that's just them projecting onto you. Your success will become offensive to some people because you're not just breaking your own habits when you find success. You are breaking everybody else's expectations of you, and you are challenging the status quo of what is possible. When you have been hanging out around your other eating buddies and all of you have been ruminating, oh, I can't lose weight. You know, all the skinny billies, they can eat weight or eat whatever they want. All these naturally skinny people, but us, we ain't naturally skinny. Then you count your calories. You're like, fuck, I'm not naturally fat. I just eat a lot. And you're like, maybe I'll just eat a little less. But if you don't tell your eating buddies about it and they're over here still whining and complaining, and you're like, I'm just going to monitor my calories. I'm going to document. You're doing it slow. You're losing a little weight. They're like, oh, look at you. You're losing weight. Like, yeah, like you on what diet you going on? You're like, I'm actually not really on a diet. Like, what do you mean? You got to be on a diet. No, well, I'm just counting my calories, eating more. No. What you need to do is the keto, or what you need to do is this Optavia diet. You know, I did it last year. I lost 60 pounds on it. If you want, I can get you hooked up with it. You tell you what, we could do it together if you want, since you got a head start. You'll notice people will try to hijack your weight loss journey early on and try to use it to motivate them to change. They'll try to take your journey from you for them. Right? So you'll find, some of you will find people in your life like this, right? You know, but what'll happen is they'll be supportive of you, but then you'll just keep going and they'll be like, yeah, you know, you're doing great. Then you'll keep going. They're like, you're doing great. And you keep going. They're like, and then you keep going and they're like, don't you, you know, come on, do you want some of this donut? No, it's fine. Come on, one won't hurt. And then you just keep going. And then they're like, you know, do you see her? I hear she's starving herself over there, you know, losing all this weight. I don't know how she's doing it. Or, you know, she's actually doing GLP-1s, but she won't tell any of us that she's doing it. Or, you know what? She did weight loss surgery, but it's a big secret. You know, they'll just start talking shit about you behind your back because they just can't accept the fact that you're losing weight and you're eating your favorite foods, because to them, that's not possible. Because the reality is, you finally, to become a thin person, you did the thing that most other big people aren't willing to do. You decided to start eating less. You stopped making it about what you're eating. You stopped making it about the exercise, and you just started saying, I need to eat less. Just less. And you're challenging the status quo when you do that. You challenge the status quo when you do that. And it was crazy. On my journey, I could feel my success becoming becoming offensive. Becoming offensive. Darren, you hit it right here. This is where I noticed it first too. Your work/lunch buddies are the first to go. You spend the most time with them and they are the most cause of your friction. Yes, I had lunch buddies. I had to stop going out to lunch with coworkers. I just stopped completely. And I almost never went with them anymore outside of a handful of situations. Because of this. They were my eating buddies. You know, and you got to be mindful of your eating buddies. You got to. Renee, let's see, what are you saying here? My husband is finally prioritizing his health. He had a total knee replacement in January, and he started a few months before to help him with recovery. That's good. Yeah, my mother keeps asking me if I'm going to stop. It's just annoying. This is the problem. You try to do it in isolation. You try to lose weight without talking to all the other people that are going to try to keep you stuck. The challenge is your success is obvious. Look, it's real simple. When you were big, you were not good at taking care of your body. Period. End of story. You weren't good at it. You didn't know how, you didn't take it seriously, or you might have taken it seriously, but you never figured it out, and you were losing. You were just losing that battle. You were not successfully taking care of your body. I wasn't either. You can feel bad and try to pretend like it was something else, but it wasn't. It was you. And it was you failing to figure out what to do. And when you start winning, when you start finally figuring out what to do, and you start actually making changes, and you start working towards that thin, healthy, happy, in shape body, you start actually eating when you're hungry. You start going, oh, all right, I may not be Mr. Olympia, you know, for the bodybuilding thing. You know, I may not be the perfect specimen of fitness, but you know what? I can be thin, healthy, happy, and in shape and love the body that I'm in. I can do that. And I just got to eat a little less. And so what'll happen is you start crushing it. And people can see it. People can see that you're crushing it because your results are on your body. You see, you could go take care of yourself financially, but unless you show your bank balance, nobody knows. Nobody knows how good you're doing. But your body, when you become thinner and people know you were bigger, they can see that you're becoming a badass. You're doing an objectively very difficult thing, right? And that's what people are celebrating when they praise you for the weight loss. So the other thing, though, is that makes this challenging with our community is in much of society, food equals connection. For many communities, for many cultures, food equals connection. I mean, eating is social. It's how humans many times bond. It's how we celebrate. It's how we grieve. It's how we relax. I'm not saying we should. I'm just saying we do. And when you start saying no to food, sometimes it's going to feel like you're saying no to connection. People are going to be like, why say no to my connection? I'm offering you this dessert. I made this to share it with you, and you're saying no. Because the reality is we don't just eat for fuel. We also eat to belong. But you've got to keep it in check, right? You might be used to being around your eating buddy communities that there's no keeping this in check. It's as long as it's being done in the name of connection, then you should do it, right? I mean, I know, you gorged yourself yesterday at the potluck, but, I should do it today too because connection, can't make them sad. You could have a bite. You didn't have to have all of it. And as you evolve, some relationships might not fit you anymore. Some relationships just might be no longer compatible as you grow and change. And you are going to find yourself at a crossroads. Do I stay the same to keep the peace and make the other person happy? Or do I change for them? Or do I be myself and wait and see if they'll change for me? Because I'm not asking them to change. I'm asking them just to accept me. I'm not asking them to go work out more. You don't have to. I'm not asking them to eat less. You don't have to. I'm saying allow me to do my life. Allow me to live my life according to my terms, how I want to do it. And as you evolve, as you grow, you will find out who truly supports you and who does not. You will find that some people will actually attempt to use guilt and shame to keep you from changing. You will find that some people will try to cause you to second guess what you're doing with bullshit stuff like, don't you think you're trading one obsession for another? Don't you think you're getting too skinny? Don't you think you've gone far enough? You're like, bitch, I am 170 pounds and 5'3". I am fine. I could lose another 50 pounds and be okay still, medically speaking. What? No, you couldn't. You'd be all skin and bones. You're a big boned girl or boy, don't you know? Like what? Dude, I am 6'2" and I weigh 240 pounds. I could lose some more weight still. I'm not that skinny. Yes, I'm not obese anymore. The problem is so much of society, we've updated our brain to what normal is. There's so many obese people that overweight looks skinny. Overweight looks thin. No, you've just traded obese for overweight. Stop comparing to where you started and start comparing to where you're going. That's why I'm saying becoming thin when you're done. Not becoming a number, by the way. You pick when you're done. Just quit when you're done. But as you evolve, as you do this, people will attempt to make you feel guilty and shame for changing. Sometimes the cost of staying connected is to remain fat. That's sometimes the cost for some of you. Sometimes that's going to be the price of staying married, is to stay fat. I don't know how you're going to handle that. I don't know what you're going to do. I don't know what you're going to do. You could sit around and wait and hope your spouse comes around and gives you permission. Personally, I think that's toxic as fuck. If your spouse is sabotaging your weight loss and doesn't want you to lose weight, I think that's super toxic. I can tell you, if that were at this point in my life now, if that were happening, I of course would address it. But if I were going on a year of it still happening, I would start looking at leaving the relationship. I'm not saying you could always do that. Sometimes you might feel like you're very trapped, but I'd be like, nope, you're not being supportive. Like this is going to be a problem. I'm in a world now where I expect support in relationships. I expect to give support. I expect to receive support. I don't expect perfection, but I expect that we support each other's goals. We support each other's dreams. That's what a relationship's supposed to be about. That's my personal opinion. And I think relationships can be whatever you decide they want to be. I think they can be whatever you decide they want to be. And if you're not getting what you want, you can leave. Here we go. This is a perfect example. My mother says I look like a cancer patient when I lose weight, that I look better fat, and I am unlikable thin. It always knocks me sideways. So first off, I can tell you, you should not be talking to your mother about your weight loss journey at all. And second, because I know who you are, you and I need to we work together. So we need to talk about how you're going to handle this, because this is going to happen again, right? This is going to happen. Yeah. Right here. Yeah. We need to talk about this, how to handle this, because this is, maybe we should talk about this inner circle or hot seat coaching, because I think this would be good for the guild to talk about that. I don't want to talk about this, not on the guild side, but, that's not true. That's not true. Your spouse is supportive, and you have all of us in the guild that are supportive. You have lots of supportive people. That's not true. So don't be so black and white. Don't focus on just the one side. You got to look at the entire picture. I agree that you might not have supportive people in your immediate family. Again, your husband. But at the end of the day, everybody, remember this. You don't need anyone to be successful. You don't need anyone. You don't need anybody's support. You don't need anybody's encouragement. You didn't need anybody's support and encouragement to get fat. You just did it. You found community that made it easier, but you did it. But I just think of this, though. If binging, overeating, or emotional eating is normal in your group, then being disciplined will look extreme to them. Losing 100 pounds is not going to be about changing what you eat. It's going to come down to you changing what you believe is normal behavior. You got to change in your mind what's normal, because your community is going to remind you whenever you're doing something that the tribe doesn't deem normal. Let me give you a good example. If you are in a room with you and everybody else that shares the same politics, start talking like you don't, just for funsies as an experiment, and watch how they turn on you. Start defending the other side just for funsies. Don't tell them you're doing it like as a test. You don't even have to believe it. Just fake it. Just legitimately try to defend the other side and watch how they'll turn on you very fast. All right. Do this with religion. Just try it. You will notice whenever you try to push back against your tribe, the tribe will turn on you. Try it with your food. They will turn on you. Start talking down about sitting around all the time watching TV and eating, and how it seems like a sad, pathetic existence. Just start saying that. You don't even have to believe it. Just say it. Just say it. And watch how people react. They won't react well if they believe that that's normal, if the entire community has normalized it. They'll talk to you about how you're being toxic, how you're being mean, how you're being rude. It's like, well, wait a minute. It's not toxic or rude when they're trying to pull you back. I mean, because again, here's the problem I see. I'm going to come back to this one, melancholy green. Where'd it go? Here it is. The problem is your mother thinks it's acceptable to say this. She thinks it's okay. If she didn't, she wouldn't say it. She thinks she has the moral high ground. Otherwise, she wouldn't say it. So you need a new kind of community, and family doesn't get a free pass. Your family's not supposed to be the worst person in your life. And just the fact that somebody made you or shares your blood, that doesn't mean diddly squat. Once you turned 18, they don't own your life. They own nothing. You owe them nothing. You owe your mother nothing at this stage in life. Nothing. You're old enough now. You paid your dues. And if she's talking to you like this, you don't owe her bupkis. And a person that talked to me like that, I can tell you, if my mother talked to me like that, I'll just be very honest, my mother wouldn't have a relationship with me. I mean, I can tell you exactly how I'd respond. I'd say, Mom, if you want to ever see me again, you'll never speak to me that way ever again. You can think whatever you want, but that doesn't entitle you to talk to me about it. That doesn't entitle you to make me sit and listen to it. And I've decided what I'm doing with my goals. I have a coach. I have a community. I'm taking precautions to make sure I'm doing everything right. And I don't need you, quite frankly, helping me. And unless your mom is the is a perfect specimen of what you're trying to do, then you don't need to be taking advice from her. It'd be sort of like me if I'm broke. If you're broke, don't take advice from other broke people. That'll keep you broke. If you're having love issues, don't go taking advice from people that have never been able to make a relationship stick. If you're trying to build a business, you don't take advice from people that have done nothing but failed at business or have never even run a business. So if you're trying to lose weight and become thin, healthy, happy, in shape, don't take advice from people that aren't thin, healthy, happy, in shape. And don't blindly take advice from anybody, by the way. Doesn't matter who they are. Certainly not me. But take the advice. You decide what it is you want to do. Family does not get a free pass. Ever. See, all of you need a certain kind of community in your life. You need a community that celebrates your growth, that celebrates it, that doesn't resent it. You need people around your life that cheer for you, that encourage you to brag, that are trying to help you find how you're doing awesome. You need a community that understands your goals and not pressures you to abandon them. You don't have to live with this community. I created the guild for that. I've created this community for that. Got a free one and a paid one. This way you can find your tribe of people. People that understand how big a deal this is to you, that you are becoming thin, healthy, happy, in shape. The people that understand you aren't going on a weight loss journey, you're going on a journey of transformation. You need an environment. Your environment is either reinforcing your old self or it's helping you become your future self. And if you have people in that environment that are always trying to tell you who you used to be and always trying to keep you stuck and always trying to tell you how what you're doing is wrong and bad and disordered and obsessed, tell them fuck off. Look, in my life, I'm all right, let me practice what I preach. Let me brag on myself for a little bit. By and large, everything I've done, I've been successful at. Some people don't like hanging out around me. Fine. I don't care. When I finally set my weight to losing weight, it costs me dearly relationships. I don't care. Here I am on the other side of it. It's been well worth every single sacrifice. In fact, the loss is all theirs. They missed out. I'm not missing out. They showed their true colors. Now they're out. I don't have to worry about it. Thank you for acting like an ass. So now I don't have to sit here and wonder if you should be in my life or not. I just know you should not be in my life. And it stinks. I mean, look, I lost relationships on my journey. Friendships and romantic relationships. I lost them. And it hurt a lot. But it was worth it. Because I was not going to be in an environment and surrounded by people that are going to keep me stuck in who I used to be. I didn't want to be that person anymore. And it's my damn life. And I deserve to be whoever I want to be because it's mine. And I don't need anybody's permission. Least of all my parents or my friends or my family or a spouse. I don't need permission to be me. And you don't either. You don't need permission. You should communicate with your community. You should talk with them. You should be a good member of your community and seek to, don't go around creating rifts with everybody. I mean, some of y'all are going to take what I'm saying and use it as a free pass to go be an asshole. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying don't tolerate others being an asshole to you. Right? This is not what I'm saying here is not about abandoning your family or friends, right? If your family or friends are no good, you don't necessarily have to cut them out unless they're actively sabotaging you. But what you need is parallel support. You need to have another community that exists in addition to this community. I tell everybody that I work with, you need OSPs in your life, only supportive people. OSPs are who you talk to your journey about. You don't talk to your journey about to people that aren't your OSPs. Because they're not going to encourage you. They're going to say bullshit like, don't you think you've lost too much weight already? Don't you think you're getting too skinny? How far are you going to go? When is too much too much? Blah, 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 blah. You're just going to get all that from people, and it's just going to grate on you and ignore it and annoy you because this is going to be a long journey. Now, here's the beauty. Once you eventually make it to the other side and you stay here, all that shit stops. All that shit stops. Because people are just trying to do it while you're in the state of becoming. Because when you're in the state of becoming, they can get you to turn around and go back. So if you're struggling to lose weight, I don't want you just looking at your food choices. If you're on a becoming thin journey and you're struggling, don't just look at your food choices. Look at your social circle. Is that social circle pulling you forward or holding you back? Look at all 6 of these, the 6 forces of transformation. Is your lifestyle compatible with being fat, or is it compatible with being thin, healthy, happy, and in shape? Are your habits compatible with being fat, or are your habits compatible with being thin and in shape? Your routines, are they compatible with being fat, or are they compatible with being thin, healthy, happy, and in shape? Look at all 6 of these and run the litmus test. This is why I created the Guild, by the way, because I wanted to provide accountability in the form of encouragement with other people in a low judgment community where, honestly, you'll get support you ain't ever experienced before on a weight loss journey. And we got a lot of Guild members here right now. Now, the doors to the Guild are closed, so you can't even come in right now, even if you want to. We just closed them last week. They'll be open again in the future, so if you want to come, make sure to go to theguildofchampions.com and you can put your name on the waiting list down there. I want to get you in the Guild. But in the meantime, doors are closed. Don't be waiting for me. You need to just be getting work. You need to be working on your body, working on your mind. And you do that by working on your life. You change the circumstances that you live in. You change the situation that you live in. But many of us, we're only trying to change one piece of it. We're only trying to change our habits. We're only trying to change our routines. But you got to change the ones you don't want to change, the harder ones. You got to look at your community. Is your community compatible with being fat or being thin? Your environment. Is your environment one that encourages you to become fat, or is your environment one that encourages you to become thin, healthy, happy, and in shape? And then your belief systems. What are your belief systems? Do you believe that you can lose the weight and keep it off for good? Do you believe that you can become thin, healthy, happy, and in shape? Or do you believe it's not possible? What you believe to be true will be true. And as Confucius once said, he who says he can and he who says he can't are both usually right. So what do you believe? Do you believe you can do this? Do you believe you can get this done? If you do, go for it. If you don't, work on your belief. The work is not always easy. The work sometimes requires you to reframe relationships, but the work is worth it, because when you get to the other side, it doesn't really feel like you've sacrificed much. Now, I hope you're getting something out of this. Again, I decided to talk about it today. I almost did it on the podcast on Friday, but I decided to do it here on the live stream. Because again, just in the last week, I've had several people talk to me about this, and it breaks my heart, because I know the answer is many times going to be that relationship needs to go. That person's not going to adapt to the new you. And it stinks when that happens. It hurts. But sometimes some of you need to lose 180 pounds of dead weight in the form of a human. I lost a lot of weight in my life. It wasn't mine. It was bodies. I feel sad sometimes when I think about it. I wish sometimes it had played out differently, but ultimately it played out exactly as it should have. I leave doors open when I kick someone out. The door's open. I tell them what they got to do to walk through it. They don't have to. They don't want to. I had a guy that was acting an asshole during COVID times. I mean, just an absolute asshat. At one point, comparing Black Lives Matters to Al-Qaeda terrorists that took down the World Trade Center. I was like, well, that's a bunch of bullshit. So I reached out and I said, dude, I'm not going to associate with somebody that talks like this. We've been friends since I was a kid. I said, I'm not going to associate with somebody like this. You really going to stand by this? You going to stand by that and say this is truth, this is reality? And because if so, I'm never going to speak to you again until you change your mind. And if you don't, then we'll never speak again. And he's like, oh, come on, it won't be so bad. And I said, I'm telling you, this is your chance. No, it won't be, come on, I want to get into an argument with me about it. And I just said, okay. And then I never responded again. I deleted him off all connections. I mean, obviously I had my phone. Still text me every now and then, like, come on, let's reconnect. And I was like, I don't tell him what to do now. He knows what to do. I told him exactly what to do. So there's only one thing. Change your mind on this. I'm not associating with people that believe that. I'm just not going to. I don't have to. I don't care. The fact that you've known me since I was a kid doesn't owe you any. I don't owe you anything. And it sucked. It hurt, because we were friends. We worked together for years, but cut them out. Had relationships. Romantic relationship wasn't working out. Had to end it. Had other friendships. They couldn't handle that I was changing. Had to end it. And it hurt. Every single time. It hurt. Bad. I felt like I lost something because it did. But 6 months later, the hurt sure went away. Just so you know, success is a great salve for a little butt hurt, losing a friend. When you just go off and crush it and crush your goals, and you just like, their loss. Their loss. And that's okay. So if any of you needed to hear this, I don't know who you are. I'm seeing in the chat, looks like a few of you did. Well, you apply this stuff however you need to. To those of you that today had nothing to do with you, consider yourself lucky and blessed. Not everybody shares your fortune. Many people, the pathway to success is going to require them to lose several people in their life that are important to them. And that sucks. But sometimes the price of success is high. And if you run around with a bunch of losers, you're going to be just as much of a loser as them. And when I say loser, somebody can be very wildly financially and emotionally successful in life, but they're a loser when it comes to taking care of their body. I was a loser until I was 35. Then I finally decided I'm done losing and I'm ready to start winning. I'm going to do it slow. I'm going to do it steady. I'm going to do it the right way over time. And I'm going to become something different. And the thing is I wanted everybody to come with me. The doors are still open. But you can't make somebody walk through it. You can't. All you can do is build the door and leave it behind and hope they'll come through it. And if they don't, well, you didn't have them when you were born into this world, and you weren't going to probably take them with you anyway. So whenever I find I start getting overwhelmed or worried about stuff like that, I just tend to I just widen my time horizon. I look at life bigger. All the things that matter to me right now, I didn't have a single damn one of them 30 years ago. Everything in my life that matters to me, I didn't have it 30 years ago. And there's a lot of things in my life right now that I sure seem to think matter, that I'm willing to bet 30 years from now, I'm not going to think they matter that much. So sometimes when I'm getting too worked up about a friend or about an environmental thing that's got to change so I can have the body and life of my dreams, and I get all worried about it, losing it, I just sometimes remind myself, like, I'm not really losing anything. I'm just creating space for something to take its place. That's it. You're just creating space for someone else to take its place. So, going to wrap up here. Hey, if you like the live stream, be sure to subscribe, like, hit the notification bell. And if you want to stay up to date on things, you can go to becomingthin.com. You can download the free guide, or you can sign up for the newsletter at the bottom of the page, the Thin Line. I have not sent out the first edition yet, but I'm going to be doing that. But I'm going to be starting up an email newsletter. It's something I've been wanting to do for a couple years now, but I just haven't ever gotten to it. But I now have a system that works well enough that I can do that. And I'm excited. I have a lot of things I'd like to put out there in that way, and bonus stuff for podcast episodes. Like, I'd love to take a podcast episode and give some written commentary on parts of it that were done. And even like a topic like today, I could do some of this in writing and talk about that there. So if you're thinking about, if you want to keep the stuff coming and you're a person that likes reading, head on over to becomingthin.com, scroll to the bottom of the page, and get registered to join the newsletter. I'd love to have you be there. Okay. I'm going to go get ready for a guild meeting today at noon. We're picking up with habit-based weight loss again. I'm back. I was at a workshop last week. Missed you all. Missed everybody. Love being here. And the new episode of the Becoming Thin podcast dropped last Friday. Would love to have you go give that a listen. I think it was a good one. I'm not going to tell you what it's about. I'm going to just let you go listen. And if you are not in my free Facebook group, the Becoming Thin community, just go to Facebook, type in Becoming Thin community. You'll find it there. It should show up under the group section. Logo looks like that right there. Have a great week. Go crush your weight loss journey. Go do something uncomfortable and unpleasant. Go experience some failure and get a lesson out of it. Track your damn calories if you're not losing some weight. And set a goal and go for it. But more importantly of all, find joy in the doing. Love who you are. Enjoy the process. I'll see y'all next week at live stream. Maybe in the guild. Bye.